Hello and welcome, my friends. Welcome to Mercury Retrograde. Not much you can do about this. On December 29th, Mercury goes into retrograde again, and it will be there until like the 18th of January, 2003. On the good side, it's the fourth one and final one of 2022. Yay! I haven't wanted to go in and check how many we have in 2023. I pray that it's not 4, but hey, who knows at this point. The important piece here is going to be the guidance and information that we can kind of, embrace right now to get the most out of Mercury retrograde. Yes, it's a challenge, but when we accept the challenge, we can receive a lot of insight, abundance, and opportunity. As Mercury, being a very loud and proud planet, can sometimes mask and minimize other opportunities. So let's see what Mercury has in store for us. So my favorite go-to deck in Mercury in retrograde, the Wild Unknown Tarot. And I am pairing it with, this is the Enchanted Oracle. It's kind of got that gothy dark energy, but that beauty that it holds is amazing. I wanted to have that beauty in that darkness. So let's get into Mercury retrograde. What can my friends expect from Mercury retrograde? Kind of sucks that it's Mercury's in retrograde over the New Year's experience time. Many people like to go out and connect in with others. Just be mindful when you do decide to go out, or if you decide to go to parties and things like that, that people may be reactive, so use your tools. Just be aware. And that's the piece with Mercury retrograde. We use our tools and our abilities. We can receive, oh, there you go. I knew there was one more. A lot of, there's a lot of joy and amazingness to be had. We just need to use our head. It's in our heart center that we're going to get that messiness, that reactivity. There we go. Exactly what I was saying. The Mother of Swords, Queen of Swords. She's learned all her knowledge, and let's be honest, it's a lot, through firsthand experience, through those firsthand knocks, bumps, and bruises. We need to use our head, staying here, rather than letting that heart center bleed all over everything. When we use our head, when we stay up here, we use our tools, our abilities, and our skills to our advantage. This is when we're going to find Mercury to be less of a challenge and more of a, oh, well, that's just happening. Okay, whatever. I am loving this card. The Daughter of Cups, also known as the Page of Cups. So that playful, inquisitive energy. Like I said, there are many opportunities that are going to be offered right now that we want to embrace. Problem being is that a lot of us get caught up in the, oh, I hate Mercury retrograde, I hate this, I hate it. And we put out that very almost antagonistical, low vibrational hatred of this period. If we were to shift that energy and have an energy of excitement, of inquisical, kind of playful energy, that's when we're going to see things around us start to shift. What's more, the Page or the Daughter of Cups adds in that very unique world of flexibility. Things can't be as rigid, and let's be honest, the Queen of Swords is very rigid. That rigid mentality causes more heartache and pain. Sure, even if we're using our head, if we don't have that flexibility, what's going to happen is that those swords are going to start to be impaled in us. And we don't want that. So we need that kind of more fluid, flexible energy to get the most out of Mercury retrograde. The Four of Wands. I love this rendition of the Four of Wands. It's just so captivating. So, of course, we've got the stability of the Four. We've got the passion of the Wand. And then what's more, we also have that natural rite of passage. You can see that vortex here, that next stage. And of course, Mercury in retrograde right now encompasses the new year, which is a calendar shift, which is a natural shifting point that we have. However, you're going to find that there are going to be multiple opportunities for shifting and changing, seeing those rites of passage, seeing things naturally come to a close during the next 2.5, 3 weeks. If we are stable, we are open, flexible, and we keep in our head, we're going to see things just cascade into each other. The Seven of Swords. That rite of passage, that understanding, that aha, you're going to see, is going to be more about you and your understanding of you and your honesty with you. Mercury retrograde is going to hold you to task. That rite of passage is an understanding of who you truly are. That rite of passage is going to help you take away some of that fluffiness, some of that stuff that you have created, and we needed to create it to survive adolescence, to get to where we're at. It's no longer serving us. Time to purge it out. We don't want to do it too quickly. If we do it too quickly, what will happen is that we'll get feelings of instability and fear. We want to take it slow and steady. But no, when we start to embrace that true self, that authentic self, and allow that to naturally shine through, that we're not, things go better. We're not trying to work as hard because we're working with our gifts and our talents. This is a very bright card and it kept catching my attention. The Three of Cups. So working from that space of authenticity can really aggravate us and cause fear. Know that we're not alone in this. Know that we should not be hermiting or turtling ourselves right now. What we should be doing is embracing the support of our community, embracing that natural, excitement, because there are opportunities for shifting and changing. And we're not looking at, New Year's resolutions where it's like, yeah, that lasted 2.3 seconds. No, these are natural shifts, changes that happen gradually so that it is maintainable and sustainable. Mercury is going to help us start some of this, especially with the Seven of Swords. So know that it's not going to be and rip that off and we're good. No. This is a slow and steady. Part of that rite of passage is a better understanding. We're going to take off a little bit. Our community is going to help nurture and support us until we feel comfortable enough to do some more. It is a starting point. So it's about a slow and steady progression. Please don't try and do too much too quickly because it will hurt and you will get afraid and fear will kick in and you're going to regress and cause more problems. So take it slow and steady. That stability is very clear in the Four of Wands. And we need that very open energy to be open to what we're going to experience. But we also need that very stoic queen to say, it's enough. Slow down. Think of it as the mom. I love it. Now we have the Son of Cups or the Knight of Cups. Know that will you stay there? Yeah. Know that this is a slow progress, but it's a progress forward. The Son of Cups just adds in that layer of, yes, it's a momentum of a forward go. You're not stagnant or stuck. We are going to see things move kind of in that slow pace. Each night we're given a different varying stage of speed. The Knight of Swords is like headlong into the storm, whereas the Pentacle, he's just standing steadfast. This one is a slow kind of waltz, saunter, if you will. These is the Cups. So know that there is that progression forward. You may not feel like you're going forward because it is a slow movement, but know that when Mercury retrograde's done, you're going to see a little bit of a shift there. That shift in time as you continue to move forward and work with these energies, work within yourself and kind of defluffy ourselves, we're going to have a better understanding of self, especially if we stay up here and we add in that element of flexibility. So let's look at how Mercury's going to unfold this for us. What further insight and wisdom does Mercury retrograde have to share with my friends? So I really am captivated by the fact that the 4 and the 7 are right in the middle. They're the only ones without birds. Birds are about that connection to the high vibration, that higher understanding. So that rite of passage is going to be, and you're, like I said, there's going to be a lot of microcosms of it. It's going to be important that you're, well, present and aware. If you're too caught up in the fear or the expectation and demand of the new year, you're going to miss out. And it's going to be an easy thing to miss out on, because anytime we talk about shifting or changing, our ego comes in and shuts us down. So take it slow and steady. The 6 of Pentacles talks about where that energy is flowing, talks about balance. Mercury retrograde is going to be supporting us in a better distribution of our energies, because we're not going to be feeding falseness. We're going to have, well, a better understanding of us. We're going to have a more fluid sense of self, if you will. Not to mention the fact that the more grounded and stable you are, the more you're going to be open and flexible and aware of what's happening, and being able to have the presence of mind to ask for help, because that's not going to be an easy thing to do. So take it, like I said, slow and steady. Make sure you're grounded. Use your tools to maintain that grounded energy, to maintain that balance, and check in, reflect. Where are you at? How are you feeling? Again, that's part of that queen, using her head. I love it. Again, very captivating, right? The Sun, the 19th card in the Major Arcana. Even though Mercury retrograde does pose challenges, and yes, let's be honest, taking on the 7 of Swords and defluffing ourselves is not an easy task. Lots of fear, lots of uncertainty there. That's why I keep saying slow and steady. Have that compassion, that understanding of self, while at the same time have that inquisitive, kind of explorative energy. Because some of these pieces you haven't seen in years. Know that it is for your greater good, and that it does bring joy and happiness. If we can start to focus in on that joy and happiness rather than that fear and uncertainty. The 4 of Cups. This is the card that usually has the fellow under the tree, and it talks about how he feels mundane and kind of about the 3 cups, because that's all he's been focusing on. Those expectations, the demands, the everyday aspect. And right beside him is the Holy Grail. You have that hand that holds the Ace of Cups, holding out that Ace of Cups. Mercury retrograde is giving you that Ace of Cups in the Sun, in the 4 of Wands. We have that transition. What's more, that transition, this opportunity, this Holy Grail brings in stability and foundation. Because we've got that multiple 4, the angels are encouraging you to focus in on that foundation. And that's exactly what we're doing here, is focusing in on that foundational piece, that core piece, that self piece. the Daughter of Wands with the Page of Wands, where her cousin here talks about flexibility. This is about that passion, that burning, that desire to move forward, that excitement and enthusiasm, that inner flame. This is very much going to ignite it. You're going to feel that fulfillment. Should you have the willpower and drive we're talking about to embrace it. It's not going to be an easy thing to do. If it was easy, there wouldn't be such a reward. You wouldn't have that connection. That sun would not be shining that bright. However, it is. Now, here we have the double daughters, the double, the double daughters, the double pages. Sorry, I totally lost the word page in my mind. The double pages, which is the 11th card in the Minor Arcana, which is a master number. Master number, we're looking at that soul journey, that soul purpose. We can't move forward until we start to degunk and defluff ourselves. That's why it's so imperative. That's why we're looking at tackling it through Mercury retrograde. What's more, you're probably going to see the wolf moon, the full wolf moon that's coming in the first week of January. Will echo some of this. Will encourage that defluffing, if you will. So let's see what else is going to help us here. What further supports and guidance can we share with my friends so they can get the most out of Mercury retrograde with the least amount of resistance? Because don't lie, there will be resistance. It doesn't talk about it much, but I can tell you there will be, because anytime you're looking at shifting, anytime you look at taking on the 7 of Swords, your ego goes to red alert. However, again, it's where are we sending our energies? What are we focusing in on? Because that's going to make a big difference into what's going to succeed and thrive during this time. Autumn splendor. At the time of this recording, we're still in autumn because it has been recorded before the winter solstice, but that beauty in that change of season, the falling leaves, the crunchy leaves, the bright oranges. Fall is a time of, well, pre-hibernation. We need to kind of shake free of some of that crunchiness and let that bare bone come forward a bit, that bare structure. Please, like I said, don't rip things off too quickly. We want to take it slow and steady, and that this is a process. Just like autumn, things are going to transition in that Wheel of Fortune style, where it's a slow, steady progression. I love it. The Dragon Witch. Be open to different ideas, different perspectives on how to continue this work. There is a whole line of different dragon support. They're high vibrational being there to support you. That more pagan witchcraft style may be something that's interesting to you, may not be. But be open to different perspectives, different healing modalities, different releasing modalities. It's going to help you connect in with you in a more meaningful way. Read up about it, learn about it. Whether it connects in with you or not, it may or may not. But at least you're opening yourself up to different perspectives, that flexibility. Because sometimes there are key elements in different areas that really hit home. Build your toolbox up in a meaningful way with meaningful stuff. White magic. No, you don't need to do magic, but you do want to stay in that light. You want to stay in that high vibration. When our ego starts to trigger, when we start to get to that woe is me pity party, this is hard, that is when you want to take the break. That is when you want to breathe. You want to use your tools to build you up. Have that compassion for you. so that you can get more done, so that this is an ongoing process rather than, okay, I did a little bit, I'm afraid. Because that fear, that stagnation, that stuckness will bring on the tower at later dates, which is really never fun. So making sure that you do take that time to stay in the light, keep things in perspective and balanced. Use your tools when you get afraid, when that resistance starts to build, to minimize that. You want to empower you, because there's a lot of shifting that will naturally occur with Mercury retrograde where you won't get anywhere else. So we want to use that time to help you with that shift, with that change. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. I hope that this helped you to better understand how you can use Mercury retrograde to your advantage, while at the same time minimizing some of those bumps. If you like this session, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. More importantly for you, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that little red bell. I have more guidance, support, and tools coming forward. The best way to stay connected, of course, is through subscribing and hitting that bell, so you know when I'm live and when I've posted. And if you're looking for an added layer of support, I do have a Patreon and a Ko-fi page. I've provided links below, so you can go check them out. Again, I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope that this helped you to really connect into Mercury retrograde and start to plan things out. Until tomorrow, my friends.